Welcome to another edition of NBA Shorts. I'm Alex Grossman. I'm here with Jerry Walker, and today we're going to talk about some drama going on in the NBA, sort of a player and a team that just has a lot of questions, not much direction right now, and that is Zion with the Pelicans. So recently, JJ Redick called out Zion, saying that he's been very detached, not a great teammate, not doing his job because he hadn't said anything to CJ McCollum since they had become teammates. So that was very interesting to hear. So Jerry, what do you think about this whole situation?
Uh, I know Zion's only 21, but he's already the face of the Pelicans team, and it's been a tough start for him. Obviously, he's missing a ton of games due to injury, and this is just—I think this might just be hate from JJ Redick, just because he can throw hate that way, I guess. But I don't think at the end of the day, I guess 2 weeks is a long time for him not to reach out to a guy like CJ McCollum, who is a very talented player and has been in the playoffs, has that leader veteran or has that veteran mentality. I think he probably should have reached out earlier, but I don't think it's as big of a deal that he didn't as JJ Redick was making it out to seem. I don't know. What do you think about that? What do you think
Yeah,
about
I hadn't thought of it like that, but he is 21. So it's like I do think people are putting a little too much pressure on him to sort of just be that number one leader. Because he doesn't have to. He's not at that age where you should be expected to be. Um, but at the same time, I don't know if he has a long future with this team. It's not looking great right now. And I heard some stuff recently about how the Pelicans in particular have had a questionable training staff over the years, um, with Anthony Davis experiencing all of his injuries there. He was unhappy with that. So I think at some point Zion will say, I want to try something else because it could help him with both his play on the court and just his health, and that could just be better long term.
it? Yeah.
Um,
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was done.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it's all those injuries are really concerning. I read an article yesterday saying some guy was comparing Zion to possibly going down the same path that we saw Greg Oden go down, where injuries end up just derailing and ultimately ending a very promising career for a guy before it really even gets started. You know, we could end up seeing something like that where the injuries are just too much for him and he ends up having to step away from basketball.
Yeah, that's sad, and obviously it's so promising with him and Brandon Ingram, like having two guys that can average nearly 25 points that are in their first few years. That's something almost unheard of on a team. Uh, and I'm a big fan of Brandon Ingram. Um, and then of course you have Valanciunas and McCollum too. And I want them to be great. I want them to succeed because they're so much fun. Like they're just a lot of fun to watch. Uh, but I think I just I don't know if it's gonna work out, and that's the sad truth.
The question I just want to pose to you: do you think it was a mistake of the Pelicans drafting Zion at number one over Jaw?
That's such a tough question because Ja has just been amazing this year.
No.
I I do still believe that when Zion is at his best, he is better than Ja at his best. Uh, and but obviously you do have to consider injuries. So I do think there's a good chance that Ja has the better career when all is said and done. Um, and I think I'll always consider Zion to be the more special, more higher ceiling player, which is why he was taken number one. Um, but yeah, I think the Grizzlies should be very happy with what they have. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they definitely should. I think Jaw could. He should be up there as an MVP candidate this year. But
Oh, for sure. I
and Yeah, it's crazy how good he has. And what are they? I think they're at the fourth or they're the 3 seed in the West right now, which is I don't remember the last. I don't think there's probably Grit and Grind Grizzlies were the last time they were really good.
Yeah.
Heard any hype around them?
So I mean, they're at the top. Pelicans are at the near the bottom. So two
Yeah,
two very different paths with that those
yeah.
first two picks.
I still agree with what you said though. That I think at the end of the day, Zion on that draft day is the more talented player, has the higher ceiling, and playing at Duke compared to playing at Murray State, you kind of expect more from Zion and the guy who goes to Duke than this lower, smaller Division 1 school. But clearly, it hasn't been that way so far.
Yeah. So that will do it for this edition of NBA Shorts. Uh, please check us out on social media. Our website is vendettasportsmedia.com. Give us a like, a follow, whatever you feel is appropriate. Thank you for watching.